خب چی بگی؟
سلام دوستان، ما دوباره اومدیم به یه ویدیو ریاکت دیگه. یه
ویدیو ریاکت نشیم تو. چرا
ویدیو ریاکت چند تا
خب امروز اومدیم گوردون رمزی و تاپ 10 بست اینسالتش رو ببینیم به کاستومر، یعنی خریدار میاد پول غذا رو داده اومده غذا رو بگیره، گوردون رمزی بهش فوش ناموس بده، نمیدونم چرا.
آره حالا فقط باید یه سری جاش کنم یا خودش کات کرده یا باید کات بکنیم.
بریم 1 2 3.
Sorry about the old bag.
That was horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Are you kidding or?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're serious?
On one episode of Kitchen Nightmares, Gordon went to a struggling Italian restaurant called Campagna, where he met the owner, Joe.
Welcome to New Jersey.
As most of the episodes on the show, the food that was served to Gordon was worse than dog food, and dinner service was just as bad, to say the least.
How you doing? I'd like to place an order for a pizza.
Noticing the struggles this restaurant was going through, he
اوجی اسم برنامهش کیچن نایتمرز بوده و فکر کنم که تو برنامهش میرفته به گاز سگ میرفته دیگه. یارو اومده تو مثلا رستورانش غذا بخوره میگه قد از غذای سگم بدتر بوده. بعد فکر کن چقدر چیز بدیه واسش. چرا اصلا به این اجازه میدن اینقدر فوش بده؟ من نمیدونم.
خب غذا اون پشتم نگاه میکنی خیلی وضعیتشون بعضی از چیزا خرابه. مثلا یه رستوران توی پاریس بود، اون قشنگ موش توش میرفت خیلی بد.
راتاتویی بوده.
خیلی بد.
خوشمزه بود ازش نه.
من سعی کردم نخورم از اونجا ولی بد نبود. کبابی بود یک دونری بود.
made a complete remodeling of the interior as well as the menu and a relaunch of the restaurant. During the reopening dinner service, the restaurant was crowded with customers eager to try the new food selected personally by Gordon. As expected, everyone loved the food and enjoyed the different flavors he put together.
You have to taste this. This is absolutely unbelievable.
But even good food can't impress everybody.
Absolutely terrible.
One table of customers seemed to hate the food they got.
That I wouldn't even feature my dog.
Because Gordon is an experienced chef, he recognized that these were just people who wanted to cause trouble and personally went to their table. The older woman got up and complained once more to him directly.
Okay, good. But madam, unfortunately you're talking out your rear. Why don't you just sit down and stop trying to cause trouble?
But the old lady pushed onwards and he just left her standing at the door while he was apologizing to the entering customers.
So sorry about the old bag.
You look more like a dog.
Sorry about the old bag. این چرا چیز نمیشه؟ همین رو ریکورد میشه، چرا هیچ این شکایت نمیکنه؟
نمیدونم، به خاطر اینکه شاید فوشی که داره میده بد نیست.
Sorry about the old bag.
فوش نداد.
یه بار تو یه جا داشتم ویدیوشو میدیدم، داشت به دختره میگفت You're just a bimbo.
آره دیدم، ولی فکر کنم قبلش یه دونه مثلا شاید یه دونه
I'm so hot.
قراردادنامه امضا میکنه.
نمیدونم.
قراردادنامه‌شون میاد که شما احتمال داره یه عالم فوش از گوردن رمزی بخورید.
ولی کاری خودت رو.
Than I do.
One red diner is still not enjoying her appetizer.
You would think that 5 seasons of a show would be enough for someone to learn Gordon Ramsay's manners.
Look how cool she is. Hey, maybe 10 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes, everybody.
But there were still people who wanted to act smart in front of him and critique the food he was letting out of the kitchen.
It's the same damn thing. He played it the same thing.
On one of Hell's Kitchen's episodes, the already pissed off Gordon had to chase away a lady who whistled at him like a dog.
Totally flat. No flavor.
Okay, thank you.
Gordon politely thanked her and tried to turn back to the contestants and continue with the dinner service. The woman called after the chef one more time, and after being ignored...
Right, don't whistle at me, I'm not your dog, yeah? You look more like a dog than I do.
But it's gonna take more than that to impress me.
البته تقصیر زنه بود. من اینو واقعا میدم به گوردون. آخه سوت میزنی به گوردون آخه؟
اصلا کلا سود زدن توی رستوران خیلی
زشته.
واسه هر
ولی خوب جواب شده.
ویتری به نظر من خیلی بده.
ویتر نیست این شفه.
کلا میگم حتی میگم واسه ویتر هم بده، چه برسه واسه شفی که اونجا واسه داره.
و میگه دو ویسل بعد میگفت چی تو بیشتر شبیه سرکی تو. هرچی زنش میاد.
Off with you. Fresh beef carpaccio now, yes?
A rather rude comment, but perhaps one that was deserved? And if that wasn't enough, when he sent her food out,
Give that to the dog, yes? Put a lead on it in case he runs off with the plate. Let's go.
take the giraffe back to the table, please.
Can you get out the way? I'm trying to serve food. Can you get out of the way? Stand out of the way.
There is never enough drama in Hell's Kitchen, and there's always someone that won't be satisfied. Whether it's Gordon being disappointed in his contestants and the way the dinner service went,
Can we have the two main courses together?
or the customers for the food they got or didn't get, the end result is never good.
Mine is so good. I'm so sorry you guys don't have anything.
And for some customers that tried to voice their opinion, the end result was even worse. Besides being left with no food, they got chased off in the traditional Hell's Kitchen way.
Move your ass, will you, yeah?
We saw that in season 3 when a seemingly tall lady came up to the hot plate.
We've been waiting for a long time.
Jean-Philippe,
Gordon asked Jean-Philippe for the lady's table number so he could see where the food was.
take the giraffe back to the table, please. Service, please. Let's go.
You know me, I'm reverse giraffe. I have a short neck and legs.
Although she was shocked at first,
Excuse me? Baro. Take a giraffe back to the...
بعد فکر کن توی
آجی اعصاب یارو خورد شده.
Hey, were you in this show and you got called a giraffe?
and seemed like she was waiting for an apology, she realized soon enough that it's of no use to argue with Gordon after he cursed at her once more and quietly went back to her table to wait for her food.
Off, will you, yeah?
Do nothing for me.
Over 2 hours into meal service, and only 8 main courses have come out of the Red Kitchen.
Season 1 of Hell's Kitchen was packed with Gordon's explosive moments, not only with his chef apprentices, but also with the diners. Many decided to skip Jean-Philippe and file their complaints directly at the head chef himself. Not realizing this is a huge mistake.
Well, I'm deeply sorry, but right now we're about 7 tables behind.
And even though Gordon apologized, something he rarely does, and explained the situation politely, the young man just said,
"That doesn't do much for me."
Yeah, right. Can I just say you do all for me either? What do you want me to... You do nothing for me either.
After a brief confrontation, in which the male customer told Gordon that he didn't understand why it was so hard to get food out of the kitchen.
It seems like you have a lot of amateur sous chefs.
Right. Finally your head's coming outside your arsehole. Now sit down, you dick.
After this comment, he proceeded to chase away the customer with an explosion of curses.
لطفاً اینجا وای نست.
صدا عمل نکن آقا.
Proved once more that
nothing upsets Chef Ramsey more than when customers come to the kitchen.
His confrontation with Vic Reeves.
Welcome back to hell.
Having a celebrity come to your restaurant is something many chefs dream of experiencing. But not Gordon. He treats every customer the same and honestly is not hesitant to flip someone off if they're acting rude, no matter who the customer is.
Could I possibly have 2 fried eggs?
Even Jean-Philippe was hesitant and didn't deny his mundane order.
I'm not here sweating my f***ing balls off to cook some dickhead a fried egg.
He could have left it there, but like a moth drawn to the flame, or celebrity after too much white wine, he insisted on talking to Gordon in person.
He wasn't even bothered when he found out who the customer was and had no problem with telling him, to his face,
You think I'm here to cook you a f***ing fried egg?
Reeves continued to argue with Ramsey, and during this confrontation,
Are you that much of a pleb? Do you come out to eat in a f***ing smart restaurant with good food and...
Vic Reeves کیه؟ یه سلبریتی. کمدی.
فیلم بازی کرده؟
نه چرا تو پرت بازی کرده؟ نه بودش.
تلویزیون پرزنتر.
گوز خوده دیگه. همون بهتر از خرش.
جفتشون بریتیشن.
Order a fried egg.
Vic Reeves told him that he doesn't like anything on the menu, to which Gordon repeats his answer that he won't make him any eggs. He then turned back to the kitchen and his cooks and ignored Reeves' further requests.
I respect you guys. Hey, more No f***ing that kind of shit, yes?
Would you mind taking your breasts off my hot plate?
Although most of the diners have received their food, one customer is tired of waiting.
There isn't a kitchen where the working environment is tenser than Hell's Kitchen. The contestants fight their way to the top in front of millions of viewers under difficult circumstances that not many are able to work in.
It's under the immense pressure and scrutiny from chef that people stumble.
The dinner service started horribly with chefs cooking scallops in a pan that wasn't a non-stick one.
If you saute scallops in a non-stick pan, they won't stick. That's why it's called non-stick.
Followed by a few all-time arch enemy. Food was running late and there were some mad customers in the dining room and an even madder Gordon on the other side of the aisle. So when a disgruntled diner approached the hot plate asking how long she will have to wait for her beef, Gordon immediately turned and told her,
Do you mind taking your breath off my hot plate? Yeah, look at that. How can I serve food with those things there?
After the woman started flipping trays of food that were ready for serving, security was called and escorted the lady and her friends out of the restaurant. People don't seem to know how to choose the right moment to complain to Gordon.
With an entire table's food on the floor, it's the worst possible moment for a late arrival.
Diced or whole?
آجی به نظرم زن خیلی کار درستی که ولی پرام میگه آخه با اون دوتا که اونجاست من نمیتونم کار کنم که
یه سکه میندازم برو عقب یه سکه میندازم
برو عقب بایستا اینجوری for Kobe.
Escort the two bimbos back to plastic surgery.
They were hungry, they were getting a little cranky, and there's nothing too much I could do at that point.
During a tense night of butchered lambs and raw salmon, a young lady, probably unfamiliar with Gordon's character, came up to him complaining about how long she and her friends had been waiting for their food. A tense night of butchered lambs and raw salmon, a young lady, probably unfamiliar with Gordon's character, came up to him complaining about how long she and her friends had been waiting for their food.
Can you get his attention, please?
Choose someone well done. Can you just for 30 seconds?
Although it was the first ever Hell's Kitchen episode and Gordon's manners were unknown to the audience, you would expect this to be a good enough lesson and teach anyone not to bother Gordon while he's working.
Just ignore these bimbos.
But her friend didn't seem to take Gordon seriously and had some other ideas in her mind. Instead of sitting patiently, she went back to Gordon with the first girl and told him he insulted her friend.
Did you tell her
Oh, really? Did I? Can you tell her I meant it?
And if you know Gordon, you know he doesn't care about other random people's feelings.
Jean-Philippe Soufflet, can you escort these two ladies, please, back to plastic surgery?
It's one of those situations.
فهمیدی؟ چی؟ میگم میشه اینا رو به من هدایت کنیم؟ بسام دیسکو چه؟ بسام دیگه عمل جراحی کنن بیمبو یعنی attractive girl without any mind یعنی without یعنی پلنگ کودن دیگه یعنی انشالتی فقط صرفا بدن درست کرد ولی دمش گرم ببین تو لحظه خیلی خوب حرف میزنه
آره تو لحظه تیکایی که میندازه خیلی دقیقه
من با یه ساعت فکر کنم یا اصلا این کیونی کجاش خرابه بگم
و جوابم میتونه بده مثلا
آره
از این فکر میکنم از دست که جوابم میتونه
ولی خب فاک آف میگه دیگه هرچی کم میگه فاک آف
آره فاک آف
فاک آف
بیپ
You can't help but laugh at.
Service and standards are far more important than some bimbo.
Although some of these comments are unbelievable to some, Gordon still manages to tell them in a way that makes the whole situation pretty funny. It seems like the saying "the customer's always right" doesn't apply to him. Stick around and enjoy more babble.
بولود خیلی کم بود گوردون ولی خب طرف دیوانه است
گوردون رمزی من خوب بود حداقل که از این ویدیوهایی بودش که من گشنم نمیشد ببینم حتی وسطش این مارشملو داشتم میخوردم ولی